Happy Wednesday, King and Queens. I am your girl, Keisha ShonGee Johnson. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wine La Vie podcast with Keisha. Tonight, when I tell you it's going to be awesome, it's going to be outstanding. I hope you learn a lot because it's going down, okay? I hope that today you had an opportunity to reflect. I hope you had an opportunity to smile as often as you can. I hope you had an opportunity to be able to help someone, right? We got to be able to help each other, right? So the content of this platform and this show, the reason why I interview business owners is because wine and conversation, it just flows, it goes, it gels together like peanut butter and jelly, right? Like hand in glove, right? It goes. So when you networking, when you conversating, when you conversing, when you in the midst of like-minded individuals seeking goal seeking, dream building, right? You're conversating, right? So what better to conversate with wine and conversation, right? So that's the meaning of why I introduce business owners. We know that word of mouth is everything, right? That's your business. I love entrepreneurs. I love small business owners. I love Black business. I love Black magic. I love just promoting. I love just connecting with other like-minded individuals, right? So tonight, I got my little Shakuri honey. You see my little Shakuri honey, right? It don't take much, right? You don't have to do a whole lot, right? So I got my olives, I got my nuts, whatever nuts that you'll like. Tonight, I'm featuring the wine that I'm featuring tonight is Homage Cellars. Okay, this wine right here, the aging grapes is 4 to 5 years. Okay, it was released in January 2021. Okay, I like mine to be a little chill. Okay, and this right here, the pairings, the food pairings with this particular wine that I'm drinking tonight, it's paired with beef tenderloin, game meat, roasted turkey, mushroom bites, duck, and the cheeses is sharp cheddar and Colby. Okay, so what better to wind down, honey? I done had a day. It's hump day. It's already been a good week. Okay, so I'm winding down. I'm enjoying the moment. I'm vibing out. Okay, I got my candles lit. I got my wine, my charcuterie board going. I got my incense going. I got my jazz going. When I tell you it's a whole thing with Wine La Vie. It's a whole thing. When you come for the ShonGee experience, and the ShonGee experience is nothing but fabulous and excellent and elegant. Okay, so I like to put the S's on that thing. That thing is serious, sexy, satisfying, and let's see, it makes you smile. How about that? So when I tell you tonight, it's gonna be a treat. But you know what though? The reason why I partnered with Wine Shop at Home out of Napa Valley, out of California, is because I get an opportunity. Any wine that I sell, any wine that I'm going to these different events, my clients love to be partners with me, is because the simple fact of it has these VIN note cards. Let me show you. So like tonight, you see the VIN note card, right? So with this VIN note card, it gives you the pairings, what it's pairing with, right? The roasted turkey, right? So not only that, it also gives you a recipe. So while you up here being fabulous, right? Having your vibe, being in your moment, right? Winding down with Wine La Vie. How about you create a meal that goes along with the wine that you're partaking? Okay. When I tell you we have a wine to satisfy every palate. Okay, whatever you like, we got it. Okay, no wine too small, too little, too big. We got it. Okay, so I love pairing my foods, my cheeses, my desserts with the different wines that I am featuring. For instance, here's another wine card, another Venno card, right? Right. This is Boardmore Estates. But guess what though? It's showing you the desserts on the back that it's paired with, right? And it's showing you and giving you a recipe of how you can prepare those desserts for your friends, for your family, for yourself, right? Your job, events, right? So I just absolutely love what I do. When I tell you this has been the best experience, when I tell you wine has literally opened up the doors for ShonGee Enterprise, okay? When I tell you this platform right here, it all started with wine. I'm a best-selling author because of wine. I'm in magazines because of wine, right? So when I tell you I'm I'm on my second book. I've written my second book because of wine. It all started with conversation, networking with other like-minded individuals, doing the utmost best and the ultimate thing that they can do for their lives, leaving legacies, creating incomes, residual incomes for themselves, for their families, right? So it all started with wine. So why not Wine La Vie podcast, right? This is my passion. This is what I love. This is what I enjoy. Okay. I would love to give you the ShonGee experience of a lifetime. I would love to be your wine vendor at your events. Okay. I would love for you to get to know my friends. You know who my friends are? One case, two case, three cases, four cases, five cases, six cases. Come on now. However many cases you want, I got it. Okay. Delivered straight to your home. You can definitely reach me. And definitely stay in tune because this podcast is only going to get better and better and better. When I tell you the business owners that we have featured on Wine La Vie on this podcast will blow your mind. When I tell you all walks of life in different places, in different states, looking to support Wine La Vie, looking to support ShonGee Enterprises. It pays to be good to people. It pays to love on people and to be kind. You never know who you might meet that would change your life. You never know what you might say, what you might do, the energy that you might provide to someone might be mind blowing. Okay, and literally change your career, your life, your address, what you drive, your zip code, the finances in your bank, your residual income. When I tell you, you got to connect. You got to connect. You got to grow. You got to love on people. Okay, you got to love on people. When I tell you, everybody always wanted to know, where does ShonGee Enterprise come from, right? How did you get the name ShonGee, right? How did that start? So just a little bit about me. I branded my middle name, right? My middle name is LaShawn, okay? Sean, okay? That's the Sean part, right? And before I was married to my handsome husband, right? My last name was Grant. What does Grant starts with? G. Sean G. So I branded my middle name, right? So when I tell you that's where ShonGee Enterprise came from, ShonGee Enterprise is doing big things, and I am just so proud of the mentors that I have had to be a blessing in my life. I'm so proud of the golden nuggets that they have bestowed in my life. Okay. I'm so proud of people are not being selfish to withhold information. and to help you grow and to help you build, right? So when I tell you, I got a couple of fun facts, right? Have you ever thought about owning your own vineyard? I know I have, right? Not only do I want my own wines, right? I want my own vineyard. I want to be like Lucy. If anybody know Lucy, honey, Lucy was in that barrel, baby. She was stepping on them grapes, baby, making wine, baby. I want to be like Lucy, okay? Stepping on grapes in my own vineyard, stepping on grapes, right? So guess what? Nothing is never too small. My dream, my passions, my goals is never too small without the creator, right? So when I tell you, I want to give you a couple of these fun facts, right? So what is wine without fun facts, right? You gotta learn, right? You gotta partake in and know what you're tasting and what satisfies your palate, right? So visionary, right? So number one, fun fact, right? If you ever wanted to know and own your own vineyard, right? What's your vision? What is your vision? What is your purpose? What is your purpose for your vineyard? Right? What's your purpose? Right? Are you trying to make food? Are you trying to make jelly? You trying to make wines? You trying to just have table grapes that you enjoy? What is your purpose? What's your vision? Right? For your vineyard, right? Number two is, what is the growing season for your vineyard? These are things that you need to know, right? Knowing the length of the tropical season in your area. For example, vigilant grapes, they grow in northern climate weather, right? So you got to know not only your vision, not only your purpose, but you got to know what your growing season in the area that you're planning on doing a vineyard, right? Number three, your land. You got to know your land. I want my 40 acres and a mule. I want it. God promised it to me. I want it. Okay. He told me he'll bless me with all the desires of my heart. So I want my 40 acres and a mule, right? So your land, vines like warm summer climates, right? They grow best when it's summer, when the sun is blazing, when the sun is raging. That's when they grow best, right? But you got to have good drainage. So coming off the hilltops or coming where the vines can get the proper sun, but also get the proper lubrication and the proper rain to continue to grow, right? Right. So good plants, they grow in good vines. They grow in western exposed terrains. So you got to know that, right? Guess what? Your soil, you got to have good soil quality, right? So vines grow best in 6 pH balance of 6 and 6.5, right? That pH balance will make those vines grow beautifully. Okay. You will get the best out of your vines. You have to check your pH balance. You have to check that, right? Now, number 5, pests. You got to remember, whatever vineyard that you are planning to start or consider, you got to realize that deers, guess what? They love to feed off of fruit. They love to feed off of grapes, right? And berries and things of that's growing in the land, right? So you got to make sure that you have a fence that's 6 to 8 feet high so the deers can't get to your vines, right? So you got to protect your vines, okay? And while you're protecting your vines, guess what? I'll leave you with this: time, right? Time. How much time you will consume in your vineyard for your vines, right? As big as the vineyard you want acres, guess what? That's time. Someone has to be there to tend to your vines. You have to put the time in your vineyard in whatever you're growing. You got to, right? So if you want a small vineyard, maybe it might not be a wise idea or to consider, hey, I might only have to put maybe 60, maybe 30 hours. Okay. The larger your vineyard, the larger your vines, the larger your land, the larger your acres, it takes more time, right? So that goes back to time management. What do you really want? What do you really, really, really want? Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror to figure out what it is that you want? Where are your goals? What's your vision? What's your plan? Right? So, with that being said, I have a phenomenal, bad to the bone. When I say this New York queen, when I tell you she is a realtor, baby, coming all the way from New York, baby, she gonna tell you all about the concepts of land and everything to broaden your horizons, right? When I tell you this sister, she trailblazing, right? And Century 21 Realty, trailblazing. When I say blazing, this market in the realtor industry. Okay. Without further ado, I want to bring up my guest, Sasha.
Hey. Thank you for letting me in the building. How you doing tonight, gorgeous?
Hey, I'm great. Thank you so much for being with Wine La Vie podcast. I thank you for your time. I know we're going to have a good time. We're going to talk this thing on out, baby, and you go teach the people what they need to know, baby, about this realty game.
Absolutely. Look at my little charcuterie board, girl. My little son did a little something for me.
Listen,
I don't know if y'all can see that right there, but he hooked me up and cheers to the winery. Okay.
Yes. Let me show you mine. You see, I got an right with my little olives, olives and my nuts and everything, right?
Yes, right. Healthy. I love it.
We cheersing, right? I'm the dancing queen tonight, right?
Yes.
Right. Listen, when I tell you we do so much for our jobs and our families, right? So welcome to Wine La Vie podcast with Keisha. Listen, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
Okay, so I am Sasha Edwards, the realtor. I am an agent with Century 21 Connect Realty in Roswell, Georgia. I am originally from New York, but I have lived in Georgia long enough to be a half apple, half peach. You know, a little snapper.
Yes. Welcome to the A.
Yes, welcome to the A. So yes, that's about me. I got into real estate because I have been a victim of scams and specifically in real estate. And I was like, I need to learn more about this subject because I don't want this to happen to me, anyone I love, any one of my family members. And unfortunately, I'm from New York where we pass down apartments. So it's a normal thing to just pass down an apartment. And if you think of like 5 generations of people owning the same apartment, like they bought the block, to be honest. So I wanted to get into real estate for that reason.
Wow, that is amazing. How long have you been a realtor?
So I have been a realtor since 2018. I've been in real estate selling homes since 2016.
Wow. So I know you've seen a lot. So definitely when I tell you, I cannot talk about wine and not talk about real estate. Okay. When you're talking about vineyards and you're talking about having a passion to grow vines and you got to talk about real estate. You got to talk about the land, right?
Right. So when
I tell you, listen, like how would you tell our viewers that is even considering to own their own vineyard and to grow their own vines? What would you tell our guests and our viewers that is contemplating or even considering?
So the first thing you want to do is know your budget. A lot of people have huge ideas, which are beautiful and phenomenal, and we want you to dream big. but you do have to know your budget, because your budget may not start out as big as your dream, but it can develop there. So you want to know your budget. A vineyard is going to cost you anywhere from $50,000 to $1,000,000. You're looking at needing a minimum of 1 acre of land, but you really would like to use at least 5 acres of land, to be real. And yeah, that's the first thing you want to do, is know your budget.
Know your budget. Absolutely. Absolutely. When I tell you, like, and so once you know your budget, right? So, and say you've already got your acreage and you already, have your land already picked out in the area where you're trying to start your vineyard, right? So, what markets would you need to know, or how to find the education, or what would you, how would you educate as a realtor, and say if I was looking to buy land?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so are you looking to buy land, or you already got the land? Because once you already got the land, you don't need me.
Listen, I'm looking to buy land. I'm looking to buy land. Okay. I'm dreaming big, but you just told me that I need to have $50,000 to $1,000,000. That I'm dreaming. I'm not there yet, but I'm dreaming.
Okay, because if you already bought the land and you ready to go, they need to come to you. You the expert on that. Once they got the land, you just told them how to use the vines, where to find the sun and the wind and everything. It's not my expertise. My expertise is in helping you through the transaction.
I know that's right.
So I just wanted to make sure y'all know. Don't call Sasha talking about I got the land. Now what do I do next? No, baby, you missed the step. You skipped me. Ain't nothing I can do for you. So
okay, we gotta bring that thing on back. Listen, we're considering about buying land. Okay.
All right. As long as you're considering, I can work with you there. So my first thing is that I would say is, okay, we said you definitely need to know what budget you have, right? But then you also want to do your research. And to be honest with you, every step that I'm about to tell you, your realtor can do for you. So if you choose to work with a realtor, you're going to need to research the land. It needs to be categorized as agricultural land. If it's not categorized as agricultural land and it's residential or commercial, you're going to go through a lengthy paperwork process to get it rezoned as agricultural. So you want it to be already zoned as agricultural, because then you can grow whatever you want on it. It doesn't exactly have to be flat land. It could be hilly land. It could be flat land. But for the most part, you need, as Keisha said, you want to make sure that you have the right soil. So you're going to need a survey of the land to make sure that the acres that's advertised is exactly what it is. You're going to need a water percolation test. This is going to test the soil for its water source. You're going to need to know, does it already have amenities, or do you have to add amenities? Meaning, is it already land that has plumbing and sewer and water connected to the city, or connected, or does it have a septic tank? These are things you want to know, because of course, if you're going to be working your vineyard, you still have to have some facilities. You're still going to need a power source. You're still going to need a water source. You're still going to need to operate machinery. So you want to make sure that all your utilities is able to be connected, or find out if it is connected already. And if not, how much it's going to cost to be connected. If the land is not leveled, it has a lot of trees on it, a lot of forest on it, you're going to need to get an estimate of how much it will cost to cut those trees down. If those trees are protected, can you cut those trees down? And then after you get all of that done, then you want to do your research hard. Thank you. Then you want to do your research and know, okay, if you go for a step further with this investment, is it in a location that's suitable? Is it in a location that your vineyard is going to survive time? It can be land that's generational wealth that can be inherited. If you choose this location, will the neighboring counties, will the neighbors support your business in this area? Those are really important, something you don't want to skip, because it can be very impactful if you do skip it. And then you want to make sure that when you're deciding on picking this land, that you've actually done the full research of when is the season to plant, as Keisha said, where this land is, what are the property taxes on this land, is it heiress land, can you inherit the land, or are you able to pass the land on? Are you able to put this land in a trust so that if anything happens to your personal credit, or you got sued or anything, will it be something that's going to affect the vineyard, affect the land? Are you able to purchase the land in your business versus in your person? These are it's a lot of different research that you want to know before you go ahead and make the purchase. And then finally, you want to make sure that not only do you have the budget, but that you qualify for financing specifically for land if you don't have the money up front. Now, there are programs out there, HUD website, HUD.gov, USDA loans are available for agriculture and for land. So if that's something that you're interested in, you want to make sure you know the facts. What do you need? Your credit score has to be at least a 640. Typically, they're 100% financing, no down payment, because it's in a rural area and it's the government's way of trying to get people to move to the rural area. But you still will need, like I said, your survey. You'll still need your water percolation test. Yes, HUD.gov. You're going to need an appraisal on the land. You want to make sure that whoever's selling you the land is selling the land for what it's worth and not for more than that. And then you want to be resourceful with the land. If you have trees on the land and you're going to charge, and someone's going to charge you to cut those trees down, you want to find a paper mill or a recycling place that takes the trees and pays you for the lumber. Or you may want to have a lumber yard, cut your lumber down to build your fence to keep the deer out. Like, you want to make sure when you purchase this land, you're resourceful with the resources on the land and that you use it to maximize it. Does that pretty much sum up what you was asking?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. When I say you dropping that knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? Some snaps for you, baby. When I tell you, Keisha, baby, she said, Sasha, the knowledgeable realtor. Okay. When I tell you dropping, Angela said, drop that knowledge, Sasha, drop it. Okay. When I tell you, Aisha, she said relationships. I love it. Building relationships, making a connection. Yes. Aisha said, yes, connection, building relationships, new relationships is what I love. Absolutely. Manifestation. Aisha just said, you got to manifest that thing. You say you want a vineyard. Hey, it starts with the mind and lining up your mind and your heart, right? Right. When I tell you, that is dope. Dope. It's so much out here that you really got to educate yourself, and you really got to research this knowledge, because I don't think, if you don't know really and don't really have the vast amount of experience, you definitely need a team.
You do. And that's the reason why you just want to hire a realtor, because it's a full-time job to do this. And there are people who've taken this responsibility on as their full-time job. We're in a market now where you see a lot of buyers don't want to pay their realtors. And the truth of the matter is, you get what you pay for. Okay. And this is the biggest purchase of your life. You want an expert to help you in this purchase. It's just like going to the doctor. You don't want someone practicing doctor to practice on you. You want someone who's a certified licensed surgeon, who has experience, because it's your life. It's important. This is your finances. This is your wealth. It's just as important. You want someone who has taken the time to get the training, to get the knowledge, to take the classes, to pass the exams, and who's actually has some experience in the field and knows what they're doing. Century 21 has been around a very long time. We are an old real estate company, but we are very modernized. We have a lot of agents that are full of wealth. We have a lot of brokers that are full of wealth of knowledge. So if you have someone, I could say for Century 21, in any state, anywhere, even if they just became a realtor, trust and believe, or a real estate agent, trust and believe they have brokers backing them that have 30 plus years of experience and knows what they're doing to get the job done. But you get what you pay for. You may not understand in the beginning why realtors get paid so much money, But after seeing the hard work and expertise that goes into this, guiding you to keep you from making mistakes that could cost you thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's definitely worth paying a little percentage to somebody who's going to keep you from making the biggest financial mistake of your life. The last thing you want to do is buy some land that won't grow vines, that your grapes can't grow in, that the soil has horrible water that's going to kill your plants if they do grow, and you don't have that knowledge and you don't have the time to take to go to school and learn that knowledge, so you pay somebody to do it. Now, there are some people who are DIYs. I'm a DIY person. That's why I became a realtor, because I want to master my craft and I want to know what it is that I'm getting myself into, because I've been scammed. But I also said, after it happened to me, I don't want it to happen to people I know. I don't want it to happen to someone I love. I don't want it to happen to anyone out there that does not deserve it. No one deserves to be scammed out of their money on land, on houses, on leases, on any of those things. But it's a shark world out here. And if you don't have a shark to fight with you in this pond, you will get ate up.
Right.
It is
and
what it is.
Better than to have Sasha, the realtor, baby, showing their butts up.
Okay, because I got questions. Okay, and when was the last water percolation test done? Do you have a copy of that? Did the seller give you a disclosure? Is there anything wrong with the property? Has any type of issues happened in the past 90 days to 12 months or 5 years? Does it have a septic tank? Has the septic tank been pumped? Okay, right. These are questions. When you're buying, you're not thinking about have the septic tank been pumped. But let me tell you how serious that question is. You buy the land, it's not connected to city water and sewer. It has a septic tank and maybe a small manufactured home on it that's been on it for a while. And you have 30 or 40 years of backed up poop sitting on the land. And now it's not working, and it's on you to get it pumped, on you to get it fixed, might even be on you to get a new septic tank. So you just bought the land, and then now you're looking at another $50,000 bill that you wasn't expecting, because it's not a question you would have asked. Go ahead, ask questions. I got you.
Yes. Keisha, she asked, she says, do the air rights come with the house too, Sasha?
That depends. And so each property is different. You can sell, people don't realize you can sell stuff differently. You can sell the air rights differently, the mineral rights are differently. People are now selling houses and not selling the land, and they're getting people into these land leases, and they think they're buying a house, and they don't comprehend that the only thing they own is the house. They don't own the land. Therefore, if something knocks the house down, well, there goes their investment, because they don't own the land. They don't have any right to rebuild on it. So when it comes to that question, it specifically depends on the property and the way that the property is being sold. This is why it's important to know, is it agricultural? It's important to know if you have air rights, mineral rights as well with this property, because each property is sold differently. But if you have a knowledgeable realtor, they're going to do that research for you and make sure that you have those rights, so that if you wanted to lease the land to an oil company and let them dig for oil, you have that right, because you have the mineral rights. If you wanted to network with the phone company to be able to put a line through your air over your land, you have the right to negotiate that if you have the air rights. But it's very specific to each property.
That's awesome. That when I say, honey, you dropping jewels, okay, jewels and gems, baby. Lakeisha said, "Wow." Yes,
I was the same way when I learned this information. I was the same way when I'm from the city. Like, no one thinks of these things. Like, all we know is 4 walls where I'm from. Long as the 4 walls is good, we got AC and heat, we're straight. We don't need nothing else. We're gonna be outside all day. It's really not that serious. But when you come down south, you're like, wait a minute, I gotta cut the grass. Wait a minute, yes. They charge me for that too. What's an HOA? Huh? They charging me for what? What's PMI? Payments, mortgage, and insurance. I thought I had the. You don't know, and here's the thing, right? They say if you put it in the book and they don't read it, they'll never know. And a lot of this information is online.
We
and
don't
in
read.
book, but right. And nowadays, like, who's really checking for it, right? You really just prefer to have someone who knows what they're doing, that you know, that you like, and that you trust, that's going to get you through the process, because you have an expertise somewhere else that you're focusing and concentrating on, whether that's nursing, whether that's being an attorney, whether that's being a travel tourist person, whatever it is that you do. Your expertise is in that area, and that's where 90% of your focus goes on a daily basis. So you need somebody in your corner who's going to fight for you, advocate for you, encourage you, be able to guide you and show you this is how it gets done right the first time.
Right, right. And Lakeisha said, yes, yes, Shaka. Everyone needs that, okay? Aisha, she even said, you don't know unless you ask and do the research. And that's so true. Like, we say, oh, we want a house, we want a house, we want land, we want land, we want properties. But to really go like deep down in the nitty gritty of everything, like get down in the trenches and in the mess of it all, it gets messy. It gets real messy.
And most of the time, you're so elated with joy that you're going through the process that it overwhelms you, and you don't think of those questions until a problem arises, and then it's too late. And that's why you want someone to hold your hand through it and say, okay, I got you. This is the information. This is where we need to search. This is the county that we need to go to. And that's another thing too. There are rules on purchasing property that differ not just by state, but by county, and some even by city. So you also have to know the ordinances that are happening in each county, because some ordinances might say if you're going to buy it for a vineyard, you can't buy less than 5 acres at a time, or you have to buy 10. Like, I was working with somebody who wants to do like a mobile home compound, and where they wanted to do it at, the county was like, you have to buy a minimum of 10 acres. Wow. So that's one thing. The other thing is, be wary of what you see on social media. It's a lot of bait, hook, and switch on there. It's a lot of people saying, oh, you can get this land for $500. Nobody is giving you nothing. Okay?
No land for no $500. Exactly.
If it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Okay. And then I will say this too. There are tax lien properties, meaning someone inherited the land, never claimed it, never paid taxes on it, and now the county is auctioning it off and saying whoever wants to pay these back taxes can get this property. But beware, okay? If the price seems too good in a very remote location, do your research. Okay? Be prepared that when you go to the courthouse to auction for these properties, have more than what they said it's going to cost, because there's going to be somebody there who might outbid you.
Oh,
it could say it's 500. That's what they auction it off at. That's what they starting at. But if you got these hungry investors coming into town, if they know that Amazon is coming, if they know that some other big companies, car plants or anything like that is coming into a small town and it's about to be developed, and the city or the county has already created this 5-year plan of an expansion, you're not going to be at yourself by yourself at that courthouse on those steps for that auction. You're going to have people who got big money being up there talking about they want their land. And so if it start out at 500, it could end at 10,000. It could end at 5,000. It might be your lucky day, but be prepared. You can't go to an auction talking about you got pre-approved. No, ma'am, it's cash only.
Wow.
No, sir, it's cash only. So when you see all of these social media gurus, sign up for my master class. We can teach you how to buy land and how to get homes for zero down. Like, reach out to somebody you know, like, and trust, who's gonna give you the real tea. Because a lot of it is a whole bait and hook. I've been getting phone calls all week about this social media that somebody done put out there getting home for $500, and everybody is saying, "Oh, you get a house where?" In 2022, if a 3-bedroom costs $500,000. Please tell me where they giving you keys for $500. It's not happening, baby. 500 is what you're gonna put down to hold your spot, and they're gonna come right back around after they done sold you, got you woofing
Right,
tickets, got you
right.
excited. You see your furniture in there, you ready to call your mama, and then they're gonna hit you with the so yeah, we'll take that for $500. And then once you're approved, we'll need 3.5% down. Do you have 3.5% of the purchase price in your savings? Okay, great. Well, once you're pre-approved, we'll just need you to do a wire transfer for that, or you can, we can work it out where you can pay it right here, and then we can get the process started. Now, closing costs might be about 6%, but the builders, going to give you something towards that if they have some type of incentive. But
Right.
to believe that you just gonna go in your bank and withdraw $500 cash and go somewhere and get the land for $500, trust and believe it's got to be very remote where very few people live there. And again, as I must say, do your research.
Absolutely. When
It
I
might be
say,
a reason only a few people live there.
you know what, you will be sadly mistaken and disappointed. You come with $500 thinking that that's it. I'm about to get me a house, I'm about to get some land. And they say, oh, oh, there's more to come.
Much more. Think about how much it costs for the building materials, the labor. How these people getting paid if you only giving them $500 for something that costs $450,000, $500,000. You can't even get a basic home no more for $350,000. $350,000 in Georgia used to be a mansion back in 2008. Now $350,000 is a little ranch house. It might not even have a garage. Like, it might have a carport. Like, so how you getting that for $500? Very disappointed. Very, very disappointed.
Right.
But again, it's hook and bait. Some people, that's how they get their sales. They get their sales off of, hooking and baiting people and spinning them around, doing the hokey pokey, and that's what it's all about. I'm just not with that. I make reliable business, and I get returning customers, friends and family members, because a lot of people who work with me end up becoming my family because I'm honest and I keep it 100, and I take the blinders off and I'm like, look, expect this, and this, right, and then expect this, and this, and this, so that the process is a little bit smoother. It'll get bumpy, but it's a lot more smoother when you know what to expect, when you have somebody who's like, okay, if this is the problem, this is how we solve it. If this arises, this is how we go about this. Okay, this is the issue. We need to contact these people to resolve this. You need permits. You need you need a lot of different stuff when it comes to doing this vineyard, and you need it in stages. As you progress, you're gonna keep coming out your pocket. So that's why the budget is so important, because you got to have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. Phase 1, your budget. Phase 2, your location. Phase 3, how many acres? Is it suitable for you to be able to grow what you want to grow? Did you do the research, the due diligence? Stage 4, getting pre-approved or having the cash to buy it. Stage 5, building the vineyard and the foundation and what's needed to grow your business.
Wow. When I tell you those nuggets right there, baby, when I tell you right there, that was priceless. Priceless. When you have realtors that's real and about the customers and their consumers versus lining their pockets, that's priceless. That's priceless information what you just gave, right? So when I tell you, my question is, now in today's real estate game, in today's industry, right? I have noticed so many investors buying up all of these properties, all of this land, right? And then they're marketing and, renting it out to their consumers and to their clients and their customers, right? And jacking the price up way high. So it's like you hardly ever even see any new construction anymore, because all of the investors done bought all of these properties, all of these pre-sale properties and renting them. What is the take on that?
So in Atlanta's market, in Georgia's market, there's new construction everywhere. Now, in other markets, you might not see new construction, but in Georgia, 3,000 people are moving here per day. There's construction going on everywhere, and they cannot keep up. And the difference is the people moving here are moving from California, they moving from New York, New Jersey, the DMV area. They're moving from places where their income is a whole lot higher, where they may have had $1 million property that they bought way back in the day, or their family gave them way back in the day for $200,000-300,000. Now it's worth 1.5 million. They able to sell that, pay off the loan, come down here, buy the house cash, or put half down, buy down the interest rate, and still be able to live and furnish their house. So the market is in demand right now, and that's the reason that they're able to hike up the prices, because there's a demand for it. Everybody can't get qualified. Everybody don't have a 640 credit score. Everybody doesn't even have a savings or a cushion. Everybody can't even show that if I lost my job today or tomorrow, I got 3 months of the mortgage sitting in my bank. So because people cannot show this, those who are in the class of wealth are going to take advantage of the situation. Okay, well, everyone needs housing, so I'm going to solve a problem. They can't get qualified for a loan, so I will get qualified with my good wealth and credit, and then I'll rent it to them. They can just be my renters, and they can be my kids' renters and my grandkids' renters, and their grandkids can be my grandkids' renters, and we'll all be happy, right?
Wrong. I mean, because there is so, like right and wrong, because there are so many people that, the American dream, right? Oh, okay, I'm gonna get married, and we're gonna buy us a house, and we're gonna have the kids and the dog and the white picket fence. Like, that's the American dream.
It died in the 80s.
Market, right?
It died in the 80s with the crack epidemic and the HIV epidemic. It's over. It was over since then.
Right. It's over.
Over. That is not over. The American dream now is to be happy and healthy. The American dream now is to not stress yourself to death. The American dream now is to work, and if you worked enough time to collect pension and Social Security, that you live long enough to collect it. The American dream now is to become that investor. You might not be able to go out and buy 10 properties at one time, but you can house hack. You can go and get you an FHA loan for 3.5% down and live in it for 1 year. And then the following year, have your money saved up, get the equity out of it, and go get you another house and do it over and over again. You can get you a duplex and you live in one side and you rent out the other side. You can get you a triplex, have 2 people already living in there paying rent. Add that to your income to qualify for that triplex or quadruplex. You can become today's investor. It's almost shameful to say, but the gap between the haves and the have-nots is getting wider. And because the gap between the haves and the have-nots is getting wider, you need to change your mindset from becoming a first-time home buyer to a first-time investor. Because when you think of being a first-time home buyer, you're thinking about your dream home you want for the first time. And because of social media, 90% of people want their dream home as their first purchase. And it's backwards. People with wealth don't do that. People with wealth start buying up their investment properties first, so they have enough income coming in to buy the dream home. Because they already know working somebody's job, you're never going to qualify for it. You're just not going to make enough money.
That's good, Sasha. That's good. That is good. I was just like, wow, like in today's market, we would do the opposite.
Oh, yeah. And that's what they're counting on. And then you got to think about this too, right?
Right.
A lot of our problems could be solved if we solve them ourselves, but we're so busy relying on someone else to solve our problems and then complain that their solution is not good enough. Well, there are people out here right now that are going and buying land in groups. I just saw on social media the other day, 300 people took $500 each and bought a whole bunch of acres of land. Can't remember how much it was, but if you think about that, 300 people. and
Crazy.
each person had $500. And together as a collective, they bought a large amount of land that they can develop, build a city, put a school,
Mhm.
put a hospital.
Mhm.
Those are the kind of things called group economics that we have to practice to see some results and some change. Because to be honest with you, the approvals that I see go through for any purchase in real estate these days have at least three people on them, three people's incomes on them. There's very few people that have just themselves by themselves and their one income that is getting approved for a property these days because the income's just not enough. Yet group economics, that's how you got to do it.
Right. Right.
Get your grandma social security, your two sons good military
Wow.
income, your
Yes.
income, and the
Exactly.
four y'all
Exactly.
go apply for something that's going to be comfortable for you and something that you could find a way to make money from. You might have an in-law suite you can put on Airbnb every now and then. You might say, you know what, we're going to put tents out there or tree houses and put them on Airbnb. Like, you got to get creative, but it takes a village. It's
It
going to,
does.
the new American dream is what we used to have in New York. I don't know how many of you viewers are familiar with New York City, but we used to have a lot of multi-family homes where you had four-story homes that had four apartments in the home, a basement apartment, a ground level apartment, a third and fourth floor apartment. And these were usually
Oh,
generational. Grandma lived downstairs, mom and dad lived in one. The kids that then got older and had kids lived in the apartment, and they might have rented out the last apartment to somebody that was a neighbor or someone they went to school with. This was a very common practice in New York City. Those houses back in the day was maybe two, three, $400,000, and now they're worth $1 million because they're income properties. They have four different apartments, four different kitchens, four different bathrooms that they can rent out separately. And so we're going backwards to that time where you have to live in a house with multiple generations to survive.
mhm.
The thought
Exactly.
of I could do this on my own, I'm gonna open up a vineyard all by myself is ludicrous.
Right.
You need a village, you need a team, you need people who trust you, who invest, who's willing to invest with you, who's willing to go through the process with you, who's willing to put up the money with you, and who trust you, because it's not an easy process. And when you're trying to do it all by yourself, you'll find it takes a whole lot longer to get where you're going. Like they said, if
Right.
you want to go somewhere, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it takes a team. You know what I'm saying? Teamwork make the dream work. Listen, I am so appreciative. When I say queen, I love my village. You understand
So
what
sweet.
I'm saying? Because when I tell you at the end of the day, like you said, you need a village, right? You want to have something, you want to grow, you want to build, you want to, have commercial properties and build a whole community. Listen, 300 people putting in
300 people,
$500
$500.
a piece, and here it is now. You owners,
And
where
I'm talking about major land,
other
baby.
investors, other commercial, real estate will turn that land that you done purchased and probably triple, quadruple your price for what you paid for it. Everybody winning, everybody winning, right?
Everybody. It's a
And
team
we
effort.
we don't do that enough. We don't do that enough where we're supporting each other, where we got each other's back. So this platform, this is what this is about. Networking, being able to show, being able to teach, being able, yes, Aisha, all of us
Yes,
can
we can
eat.
eat.
It's enough
Yes,
money out here for all of us, right? Share
it
the
really
knowledge,
is.
share the wealth, because knowledge is key, right? Knowledge is key, period. So those are the answers, the keys of success, right? Everybody got the keys to success. Is are you gonna unlock it? Are you gonna unlock the door? Are you gonna walk in, walk out? What you gonna do with your keys of success, right? Are you gonna dream build? Are you gonna help someone else to know what you know and to get where you are? It's about a village. And so you said the definitely key words:
Group economics.
village,
Mm-hmm.
group
Mm-hmm.
economics. That's powerful,
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
Angela said, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they even dropped in the chat. They said HUD.com. When I tell
Mm-hmm.
you
HUD.gov. Mm-hmm. Make sure it's
HUD.com,
.gov because they got
right,
scammers on .net and .com now. Don't go there.
right,
Make sure
right,
it say .gov. Make sure it got the lock at the top because that's another thing they call phishing scams where people are taking like real websites and making a variation of it, and people don't know any better, and they'll click on HUD.com or HUD.net or HUD.us or whatever
right.
HUD.info, and it's going to a different website collecting your
Got you.
information that you think is legit. So make sure that it's legit, but it's HUD.gov. You're looking for rural development loans. You're looking for agricultural, and read up on the different stuff that's on there. It's a lot. It can be overwhelming, but again, that's why you got realtors, to help you do
Right.
that process. But for everyone on this podcast tonight, I encourage you to lean on each other and create a challenge to take $500 for each person on this podcast. You put it together and go buy some land together and really make the vineyard come true.
Absolutely. When I tell you, like I said, it's so many people that I meet day to day, just in conversation. When I say this wine and conversation, it goes hand in hand. When I tell you, when you start talking to professionals, that's working and having businesses and things of that nature, honey, the first thing they say, well, what do you do? What do you do professionally? What do you do? You look like you know something. And I
You know
want
a
to
lot,
say,
honey.
hey, it's a village. It takes a village,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
I'm gonna share what I know now. Let me see what you know. Okay. And you
Mhm.
just keep building from that. Building, stacking, building.
Mhm.
When I tell
Mhm.
you, I am so happy and so
Oh.
elated to have you on, my sister. When I tell you, a little birdie told me that you got a hobby. So you want to tell the people what your hobby is?
So I am a double dutch jumper. I jump double dutch on line dance. I'm a part of the 40 plus double dutch club. You have to be 40 to join our club and up. Our oldest member is 80 years old. We jump for fun, friendship, fellowship, sisterhood, mental health, clarity. Many of us are caretakers. We don't take enough time to care for ourselves. We jump for about an hour and do some afterplay, African hopscotch, line dancing. So we're together for about an hour and a half, maybe two, one day a week. We do have multiple clubs. Yes, if you love Double Dutch, come out. I'm with the
Yes.
Douglasville Sub Club. We are located in Douglasville at New Manchester High School. We're there Sundays at 1:00. Please come out and hang out with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. If you haven't jumped in 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 40 years, it's like riding a bike. You're going to get in that rope and have you a good time. If you double-handed, we teach you how to turn. If you ain't never jumped before, we teach you how to be a first-time jumper. We hula hoop, so bring your hula hoop. Yes, well, that's okay. Even if you ain't jumped in a long time, trust me, if you come out and hang with us, it's going to feel like you never forgot. And if you think about it, when we was kids, no matter what we was going through, when we was outside playing, all of that stuff wasn't on our mind. And now these kids don't go outside and play. So
No.
for us, at least over 40, we still remember what it is to go
Mhm.
outside and play. So we do that to show love to ourselves and to show love to our bodies. Jumping rope helps with inflammation. It helps with, yes, we jump with the phone cords and the cable wires. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And the clotheslines, the clotheslines. And if I'm serious, if you want to come out and play with us, we located in Fayetteville, McDonough, Ackworth, Douglasville, East Atlanta, and Forest Park. So those are the 6 sub club locations in Georgia, but we're all over the 50 United States and we're in multiple countries. So if you travel somewhere, there's a sub club in a country as well that you can go jump double dutch. But all you need is to buy the shirt to become a member, and you just buy the shirt every year when you turn your next age, and you wear your age proudly with your name on the back. That's all you need to join a member, to join and become a member. And you can go to any double dutch sub club anywhere in the country, anywhere that we have one outside the country. And it's a true sisterhood, true sisters, building each other up, supporting each other, being there for each other. Many of us have different businesses and work in different capacities, and we support each other. Many of us, like I said, are caretakers, whether it's to children or to parents or to elderly family members or the pets. Many of us are caretakers, and we need time to care for ourselves. So please, if you would definitely please join us at the 40 Plus Double Dutch Club. We're on Facebook. You can just type in 40 Plus Double Dutch Club, and we post every day. Something gonna come up for sure to point you in the right direction.
Well, definitely let the people know how they can reach you.
So I'm on all social media, Sasha the Realtor or Sasha_the Realtor. You can also reach me by phone directly, 470-818-9222. Again, I am with Century 21 Connect Realty, and we're located at 880 Holcomb Bridge Road, Roswell, Georgia, 30076. If I spoke too fast, just text me like, girl, run that back, because I'm from New York, and sometimes I'll be like, and don't realize it.
Yes. Well, I have had a ball just conversing with you. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with the viewers. I know that they appreciate all of the nuggets you done dropped. When I tell you, it is mind blowing, and I appreciate you, Queen. I salute you. Okay, so we're gonna take this thing on out, right? Okay. So we go cheers this thing on now, and we gonna have us a toast, right?
Toast, my dear queen. And I love your crown today, honey. You are wearing this as well, my dear queen. Yes.
Absolutely.
And I love that it say dancing queen, honey. Give me one of them, because I love to dance too. Y'all gotta come line dance with us. Y'all gotta come. They have line dance classes on Wednesdays, y'all. But I wanted to be on this podcast, but I'm gonna try to get in that line dance class. Y'all come line dance with me. Let me show you how to do the Tamia challenge and all that.
Okay, well, when I tell you I've had a ball, and thank you so much for being with us. So this is our time. Thank you so much, Sasha the Realtor. Check her out. Go look her up. Put on your team. She is a true shark that will eat them up. Okay.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I love you, Keisha. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to your audience. Thank you for just wanting to hear what I have to say. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate all the audience comments and all the questions. No question is a dumb question. If you ever have any questions, reach out to Keisha, reach out to me. And I do give referral fees too. If you got friends and family that need somebody they can trust, I'll make sure you compensate it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Queen. Until the next time, ciao.